again just felt like doing an impromptu nighttime stream. I don't know how many people are gonna be in tonight, but welcome once again to CM Kozeman live streams, where we will draw and maybe read from legends and stuff and just shoot the shit. If you're watching from the recording, this is a kind of improvised stream. Normally, I plan for this in advance, but now I just notified everybody 10 minutes ago. And if they come, they come, you know? I'm also very tired, so maybe this won't be very long. But yeah, there's 0 people watching, which is understandable. But okay, people are already coming in. Gizema is here. Blake Richardson is here. Hello. Less Irritating is here. Hello, everybody. I had a great day. I took care of some errands with my father. I had a broken camera. We took that to the repairs. Then I went to my figure drawing class, and it was actually super productive. I mean, I was having, basically there's a live model and a group of people, and I just got to make incredible drawings like these. And it was just a really, really nice day. And oops, this is upside down. Drawing from a live figure really helps when you're an artist, and you don't have to be an artist of human forms, but yeah. Oh God, my hair is doing a number. Anyways. Hello, Swirl Beast. Hello, everybody. So these were all the drawings I did for figure drawing class today. And this is really unlocking for the hands. Where if you're living in the United States and if you're interested in art, also look, if you want to like make friends and socialize and stuff, these topical situations are great. I strongly recommend stuff like this. So yeah, go do it. And this gives me also a chance to use up markers, because normally when I'm home, I'm kind of weirdly scared of using up markers. But yeah. I just do the outlines during the day, and when I come home, I add dashes of color with markers or watercolor. So yeah. And when I'm bored of drawing the figure, I zoom onto the model's face, and like these are the results. And note, you probably, if you know my art, these are quite different from my regular kind of artwork. But I think there's part of the allure of the whole deal. Because if you do stuff like this, then you come back to your regular game with extra strength. And it's always a great feeling. MJ80 responds with a cute icon. Thank you. So how have you been? How is your weekend going? And where are you joining from? Let me know in the chat. Tonight is going to be a bit more of an impromptu conversation. If I'm just tired, I'll call it an early night. But if you got questions for me, I would love to hear them. This wasn't so good, huh? This came out really good. They're all the same model, by the way. Blake Richardson is from Michigan, USA, and my weekend has been mediocre at best. Well, I hope it's just boring and not some actual trouble or problem. Another good thing with figure drawing class is basically if you're drawing people, if you finish drawing the model, you can just draw the people who are drawing and painting next to you. And it gives you a great opportunity for observation. Plus, your classmates, they're really, really flattered, and it's a good exercise all around. First time chatter, Alpha Xenopete 82 says, that's interesting, thank you. Gizemma says, I got a sketchbook, I'm trying to relearn. It's hard. You need to waste paper first. That's why actually I use just very cheap paper I got from a food wholesaler actually. This is the kind of paper they use to wrap chips in. And like it's ultra cheap and I don't need to worry about ruining a precious sketchbook. I just go to town on it. So that's my recommendation. Less irritating says, I'm in Ankara right now, but I will be in Istanbul in a week or so. Well, let me know. Contact me privately and let me know when you're in Istanbul and I'll buy you a coffee. And while we're at it, you can buy me a coffee. The links are above. Just go here, Patreon, buy me a coffee. If you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, please contribute to me. I mean, like, look, every penny makes a difference and I really can't thank you enough. And actually, with this one, let's look at how we can rescue. This was one of like the first sketches I made, and I was late to the drawing session, and I was just getting settled and stuff. So this did not come out great, to say the least. And now we're trying to rescue it with dashes of color. Less irritating says, what are your favorite media, favorite TV shows, etc.? Well, for most of this year, actually, I've been away from TV. And funny how YouTube slowly started replacing television for me. And some of my favorite channels are, one of them is called Shayey, and it's just written Shiey. He's an urban expedition guy, really crazy guy too. And another one of my favorites is Peter Santanello. He just walks around, he drives around the United States with his little camera, collecting, like, basically giving a voice to people, and I really love his stuff. Peter Santanello. Plus, in the mornings, I have breakfast to these. I think one of them is called Rex's Hangar, and it's a very erudite, ultra autistic aviation history channel. And they talk about things like bombing aircraft of the French Air Force between the two world wars and stuff like that. So I like those. Okay. This is another one of my colleagues or co-artists in the workshop. And let's just add some dashes of color. You see how a few splotches of color, how much life they can add. And they don't even need to be realistic. You just like, literally you find weird shapes and you just add a dash of color and the imagination does the rest. Less irritating says, I watch Peter Santinella too as background noise. Well, I always have this honor thing, you know, like because maybe because I am a creator too. And when it comes to YouTubers like Peter Santinello or even the airplane guys, I never have them on as background noise because I want to give them my 100% full attention. And even if it's boring, when I start watching a YouTube thing, I never stop until it's over. Even if it's boring, because it's this kind of like media honor latency kind of thing that I've just had. Like, I also never walk out of the theater if the movie is really, even if the movie is awful, you know. Because I think it's also like a kind of sense of self-respect, like your time is worth something. But I like to listen to background noise too, and for that I have, until recently I used to listen to Gouache. I hated him. Now I hate him a lot, so yeah. I listen to some of Hasan Abi's shows and some other political stuff, like political YouTube is really good background noise. Blake Richardson says, this morning I drew my original character shooting a demon. I was skeptical to post that one. I saw that picture. Were you angry at somebody? Like, or like, was it a kind of vengeance thing? Oh, this one was lovely. Fudge. Any other questions or comments? And also, if you're watching, look, I'm making all these drawings for you. Go to Buy Me a Coffee and support me. Gizemma says, what kind of pens are you using for the outline? I'm just using these very basic Sharpies and, believe it or not, just board markers. Any kind of board marker works. You just take them and you just kind of add to the whole thing, like so. And then you can add color. I'm not sure about the requirements, but if you could just subscribe to you on Twitch. Well, I don't know, like, I'm not really keen on monetizing Twitch because then it demands all your time, basically. I'm just really happy if you contribute on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, and it's a kind of like more Baroque system, but it makes me more free. Alper FGS says, I didn't know that these figure drawings happen in Istanbul. Are these private or something? They're semi-private. This thing is on Instagram, but actually a foreign journalist friend first hooked me up with this event. And I guess without their goading, I would be probably too lazy to go and too much of a cheapskate to go. But I did, and I'm having a great time. And the trick is to have just 3 markers, 3 colors and black, because you don't want every color and you don't want realistic colors. And your colors should not be extremely bright. They should be muted colors like these. And then that way kind of ends up very artisty or artsy, you know. So let me show you on the fancy screen. Oops. The colors are amazing, and well, this was actually like this. So it's really artisty, huh? Yeah. What a nice way to unwind after a busy day. Blake Richardson says, I love the style. Yeah, look, you don't have to be a human artist. In fact, I'm not a big fan of like painting people in general, but you really learn a lot. And then this fluidity bleeds over when you're drawing creatures. Cute. This one is not the best. This one is great. Let's go to work on it. Just a few color highlights. It's all it takes. It needs to appear as if the thing developed there. Blake, less interesting, says, do you think there will be new urbexing videos? Yes, I actually have like 4 or 5 amazing urbexing adventures recorded and ready to go. But I just need to find the time to sit down and edit them. Plus, I have got another big, like, surprise big YouTube video coming up. And I think I'm going to focus on that one first, and then maybe finish up with the urbexing videos. By the way, if anybody wants to buy these paintings or drawings I make on stream, please let me know. And also please subscribe to the Kozemen Clips channel on YouTube. It's hosted by a friend from Australia, and he's basically doing this out of his own goodwill. Yeah, this is terrible. And yeah, that channel, like, if you subscribe, you'll be supporting him because he has it monetized, I think. So we need more bodies in there. Another trick you can do, instead of filling in the blanks, you could just draw over the lines, and I'm about to show you now. How many people watching? I'm guessing maybe 10 or 15 tonight. Everybody with a life must be outside enjoying the weekend. 13, okay, not bad. So some of you guys must be just lurkers. Why don't you just come out and make tonight a bit more interesting, huh? If you come out and say, I have been lurking, I'll personally thank you. Blake Richardson has been subscribed to Kozemen Clips since the first video. Thank you. Swirl Beast says, I have been lurking. Well, welcome. Yeah, I was thinking about body dysmorphia. And after drawing all these beautiful live figures, then this one hit hard. Actually, let's write what it is. Just here. Dysmorphia. This is a weird phenomenon. I mean, it affects men and women, but I have observed the weirdest and darkest variations in ladies. And usually, it always happens with ladies who are otherwise incredibly beautiful, but they just don't like the way they look. I don't know why. Thoughts on the new snake Vasuki indicus? Let me look that up. Just a second. All right. Vasuki indicus. Oh, it's a matstoid, one of those big, perhaps marine snakes. The nearly 50-foot snake. Nobody knows what it looks like, but oh, for fuck's sake. Just a second, I'm bringing up an image. Okay. And this, by the way, this was the magnum opus, like, and I mean, I moved from like silly lines like this into just like, very beautiful. Maybe it needs one more accented line running down here. Like so. Yep. Blake Richardson says, what should I draw? Well, why don't you make a live drawing exercise like we are doing and try to draw your desktop. And this was another one of the colleagues drawing there with us. And this came really well. Almost like Picasso or Cubism or something. So yeah, let's look at the new snake. New snake. Vasuki indicus. Let's insert an image. So this is basically what it looks like. Whoop. It's just a series of very large vertebra that allows us to understand that this snake was very long, maybe 50 feet according to one estimate. It's like 10, almost 15 meters long. And nobody knows much more beyond that. I don't think we can tell if it's poisonous or venomous or a boa constrictor type snake or maybe just a swimming creature like a big mosasaur type thing. Who knows? Today also, I went to a kind of art supply shop and found these two paints. They are 50 years old. 50. They are gouache paint and they still work. In fact, I think after getting some tea now, I'm gonna try that. And then maybe just have an early night. Just a second. "13 people watching. Okay, not bad. Wow, I'm happy. Can't beat gouache, says Debates Gnome Child. Okay, well, why don't you look at these gouache and this blank paper, basically, while I go get some tea, and then slowly call it a night. All right, one new message. Okay, let's Let's clear this table now. I have this tiny bit of, well, I got this watercolor notebook, and I think we can use that for our gouache practice. So I got my water here, my gouache here. Most importantly, I got my brushes here. I got these amazing brushes, and they're like, 4 of these cost $3, maybe less. And we also have this water spray. Blake Richardson says, I'm currently drawing my art table. Great. We got our little spray to soak the paper. And yeah, just soak these up. This is incredible. Like, this is 50 years old, 50, from the 1970s. And just happened to be sitting in Kadıköy, in this one neighborhood of Istanbul, waiting for me. Okay, what should I draw? Whoa. Okay, this is seriously good. Ha ha. I love it. It's very vibrant. They really don't make paints like this anymore. I think something changed with the pigments, and they replaced a lot of things with plastic equivalents and stuff. And yeah, this is something you just simply don't get in this day and age. Blake Richardson says, I have my Mogogo drawing hung up on the wall, so it will be extra silly. I don't know who or what Mogogo is, but sounds cool. Okay. Oh, the Mogogoid eyeball man. Yeah, yeah. Less irritating, says Yawn. Yeah, sorry. Look, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm sorry if this is a boring stream, but beat sitting up by myself, I guess. And also when I'm in the performative mode, performing for you guys, I'm less lazy. So yeah. How can we rescue this now? Maybe at the tail?
Hadi avcı iyi geceler.
İyi geceler. Less irritating says, don't take the yawn personally. I was just in the bed. Well, look, I think I'm gonna yawn and go to bed too soon.
Kapatayım mı?
Shh. No.
İyi geceler.
İyi geceler. How can we rescue this? I also have this paint. It's also gouache. It's not 50 years old, but it's, I think, close to 10 years old. Yeah. First time chatter, Vala Groil. Maybe add some feathers on the head too. Okay. Blake Richardson says, can I send you the desk drawing? Yes, please. Just trying to get my watercolor box open. Okay. This brown is really intense. Now, what am I going to do with this now? As you see, you don't have to like define a shape every time. You can just use areas of color and then worry about the composition later. And I mean, the mind knows what it sees. As long as it's like internally harmonious and consistent and with a little bit of beauty. Yeah. Gizema says, how come paints don't go bad as they get older? Well, some do, but these don't. Gouache is actually really future-proof. It doesn't really go bad. So do watercolors. Actually, there have been cases where watercolors were used after nearly a century. So yes. Okay, somebody wanted feathers on the head. Vala Groil, so you're gonna get them now. Let's check some messages. Blake Richardson sent the picture of their desk. let's bring it up. Here it is. Nice. You got the picture that large? Nice. And you're drawing a creature. You really enjoyed drawing this part. You didn't really enjoy drawing these parts, the bottom parts. You really enjoyed drawing the creature in the center, but really nice work. Always proud to inspire. Another trick that many people overlook is that you can mix watercolors with gouache. So you see I'm just adding a dash of watercolor to this gouache combination and just using it to create a new sort of color for this bit that I'm gonna add to this composition. It's already been an hour. Any questions, life questions, maybe agony on things like you got any life problems you might want me to answer and stuff like that? Less irritating. How do you find motivation to go out? Go out as in just go out of the house, or go out as in like going out and socializing and stuff? I don't know. I always had this crazy desire, especially when the weather is nice. Like, if the weather is good and I'm stuck at home, I'm one unhappy man. And like, believe me, if anybody's unlucky enough to be caught in that house with me, I will let it be known. I mean, I will act like a real angry dog. Because I don't want to stay in. Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. I want to go out. Then. How do you find time to achieve both? I mean, both going out socially and leaving the house. I mean, just, and I have like lazy days too. In fact, my rule is like for every day which I really go out and do a lot of things, I have one day of rest for two reasons. One, I save money, and two, basically, I miss the city. Yeah. And here's how nice the colors are actually with this thing. Dreamy. It is more vibrant than I expected, says Gizema. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have like sleep oozing out of my eyes. It's nearly been an hour. I'm just gonna cut it close. cut it short tonight. I'm really careful about this because I don't want to get YouTuber or streaming burnout. So I'm always very careful about pacing myself. And well, it is what it is. Tonight, you'll just have to rest a little earlier. And thanks for being with me tonight as I painted these things and did a lot of those color jobs for the live figure drawing things. As always, consider supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon. And that is that. Less Irritating says, good night. Please keep doing these live streams. Okay. And also, Less Irritating mentioned maybe visiting Istanbul. So please let me know when and if you do. And that is that for now, everybody. Have a good night. I love you all. Bye.